everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. Gonna do our chaos and our books. Oh, hopefully we'll have some books. There might be one sprint, as usual. Maybe two for really good. But it will be pandemonium once everyone shows up. Or chaos. So we've got stored up chaos from weeks of not being able to do this. So yay! And hi, we got somebody popping in. Our ghost. How are you this evening? Do you have any good books? I've got my vampires to start off with. A nice blazing sun back there on my lime tree that's, well, y'all can't see it in this lighting and glare, but it actually has a couple blooms on it. So my room is slowly picking up the smell from 3 of them are open and putting out pretty citrus smells. Hopefully the more of them will open, it'll really take off in this tiny little library. And wow, I didn't realize how crazy my voice sounds. The sinuses and crap going around the States is catching up to me. So we should be able to make it through though. What's everyone reading tonight? Hey, William. Greetings, reading my filler books. While waiting for the book I really... Ooh, what is it you're waiting for that hasn't shown up yet? There we go. Of course, my computer decides that it wants to try to update in the middle of this. Silly Microsoft. Yeah. I've got one book that I'm waiting for, but I don't expect it for a couple months since it doesn't come out until I think like the 16th of May. Are you reading for something to finish off a series or just a new one that you're excited about? The Last Man by Mary Shelley. I gotta admit, the only one I know by her is Frankenstein, and I cannot do it. It just made me angry. Which seems to be the case with a lot of classics. The characters are just kind of angry buttheads. Is it one you've read before or one you're just, excited to start? Hi, Elaine. How are you? I bet I know what you have to read tonight. I haven't made it very far. It's interesting, but it keeps making me fall asleep. Though that might also be the weather and whatever this is. Hi, Leslie. How are you? I'm just popping in to say hello. I'm at work and wish I was in rock. Well, hopefully you can get out of work soon and find you a nice rocking chair. Eventually, I'll open the door and let JB come in, but I wanted to make sure we were all settled because he likes to try to eat everything. So I got to be prepared to watch him. Oh, maybe. Ooh. How are you liking Chaz's book? Mhm. He's abusive. He likes to pop up and try to swat people. Look, I was laughing at him last night 'cause I couldn't see him from the angle that I was at. I'm like, the thing's draping. He's in the shadows. So I stood up and walked around, and like we have like a little dog. It was for the love seat. We had a little dog cover on it. So we moved that over, and he thought he was hidden. He wasn't, like, even his head wasn't hidden. It was just in a shadow. Like, and he really thought he was sneaky until I walked out and looked at him. And he still managed to sneak on Franny. She would just literally like, I know he's around here somewhere, and just crying. And he comes out and pops her on the button. Okay, just nice. Gotta love that feeling when you're finally done with something, even if you enjoy it, like, yay, I still get to complete something. I bought the book from my local online seller, but for some reason it's taking weeks to arrive. In the past, it took, yeah, sometimes the mail is evil. Sometimes I will give them a break of when the weather is really bad. Well, it's going from here, but they gotta clean off the roads and whatnot. But the weather's good. They got no excuse other than they got idiots working warehouses and losing stuff. Or just being too lazy to get it shipped. Like the last one that I ordered, it took it 12 hours to get from the warehouse to my house. They just didn't bother to ship it for a week after it released. Y'all could have got it to me on release day if y'all wanted to. But I refused to pay 50% extra for shipping, so they didn't. Jazz will be on my live March 16th. Gotta have the book done. That is, a little bit of, come on now. I'm like, all right, hold on. We'll talk in a minute. I gotta finish the last page of your book. Hi, Sue. How are you? Next, Louie, I need to start book 2 of Wheel of Time. Oof. Yep. I'm working through this for a few days, and then I'll probably take a break and pick up the Book of Fate again before I forget everything that I read and have to start over, since I'm already halfway done with that book. And I was like, my other book arrived, and I'm mad at it. Then now apparently there's a rumor of a 4th book, so I'm slightly less mad. But my brain will forget everything. Matthew, hey, what's up? Using all the synonyms for hello. Hey, yo. How are you? We just had the loudest thunder I've ever heard. It shook the house. Oh, I haven't had one of those in a while. Though with animals, it's really fun when you get a really good thunderstorm and just watch all their eyes just bug out. As if JB doesn't already have big eyes. It used to be really good when I lived in New Mexico because we were right by Emmertech. Well, I say right by, we were about 3 miles away. There were still cracks in my walls from some of the explosions. Lil Man and Pandora didn't care. Jack would get big old eyes. It scared the crap out of him every time they shot something off. And they only let me help once. Yeah, some old family friends send us Christmas cards via snail mail. But if we forget to go to the post office, we could get it in February. Oh, dang. So they don't even actually bring it to you. Just, it's at the post office. We'll let you know when to come pick it up. They do that in a couple places out here, but that's usually in areas where there's not an actual road. And the, delivery folks are likely to get stuck in the mud, so... Getting ready for work and planning to finish Florida Roadkill tonight. Thank goodness. Oh, is it that bad of one? I mean, I will admit, each book, the very first one I read probably if I hadn't already bought others for like a couple cents at the same time, I wouldn't have finished. Because it made me laugh until the end when I'm like, we're just gonna go with what he said that had happened because it was so crazy. And then other ones have cracked me up. But then you have a very different sense of humor than me. You didn't even like Christopher Moore, so I kind of wonder. What movie are y'all gonna be playing tonight? So I will give you this. You do pick good action. I mean, you do like James Rollins. But the sense of humor, you might be more mature than I am. The Unbreakable Boy. Yeah, I don't watch enough TV or pay enough attention, apparently, because I don't think I've seen previews for that. But I bet he could be broken. You just have to apply the correct pressure. That sounds very... Oh, no, that doesn't sound like a nice comedy or, cartoon. Just not gonna lie. Those are kind of my main movies. Or eye candy action heroes. I've been on a kick the last 2 days watching Gilmore Girls again. Inspirational. How is it inspirational if it's a drama? But I guess for some folks that works. It has definitely never been my thing. If I want drama, I'll deal with humans. I like my entertainment to make me forget that the real world and its humanity exists. Give me some nice Disney movies or some, something getting blown up and the rich bad guy going bye-bye at the end. Like the same thing I like in my books is what I want in my movies, but with less mush and hotter main characters. We are still watching Farscape when I watch TV. Otherwise, mostly reading these days. I gotta have something on the background. For the last week or so, I've been watching Happily Never After. And I use watching very loosely because that's just my fall asleep noise. And it's basically Cinderella was dumb enough to want to hook up with Prince Charming, but Prince Charming is, well, an absolute idiot. And the dishwashing laundry boy has a crush on her. It's the good one. I can see how mail cannot reach my house. My house has a district and street name, but no. Huh. That is a new one. Finished Orbital by Samantha Harvey a bit ago. It won the Booker Prize. I didn't like the end. Oof. Did it not wrap up well, or was it not nice to animals kind of an end? I've never heard of that one. No, it sounds like it should be some kind of space fantasy. Everybody just gets sucked out or something. Over the Land. I have no idea what that one's about. Can make up a whole plot on the title, but I'd probably be wrong. What are you gonna pick up now that you're done with that one, Sue? Or are you just kind of taking a nice break and relaxing, then you'll figure out another book? Because sometimes that's the hardest part is just staring at my, TBR bookcase and what am I in the mood for? 6 astronauts on a space station. They were coming back to Earth at the end, but never said if they. That is rude. It's a nice, cliffhanger. There better be another one where there's supposed to be more drama on their way in or something. Where's my ghost? Missing my chaos gremlins, my twin. I've got all this built up chaos of, missing a couple weeks. And my usual chaos isn't here to instigate and make everything sound dirty. And I know Ven's around because he was updating his Goodreads a little bit ago. Noah, I will have to check up on, even though it's not very good because he's bad at responding. Jenny's still hard to find. Figure out another way to reach out to her. Finishing the Nancy Drew Diaries, The Haunting on Heliotrope. Awesome. I can't say I've ever read Nancy Drew, actually. This week I started 4 books, actually finished. I don't know how you do that. I get myself confused. They have to be very different genres, and even then, sometimes I get lost. Though I did finally finish Count of Monte Cristo. Finished. I skimmed a crap ton of it. Which is getting on my nerves. Fortunately, it's getting easier because delivery people use navigation apps now. Otherwise, they need to ask neighbors for directions, asking them if they know where our family lives. Oh my geez. I mean, I use the apps anyway, but I find they're kind of they're good to a point and then go, wait, which of these houses? And they got to stare. And then we just got a new mailman. I don't actually know. And I think January we just got somebody new. So now little man's really angry. He's like, we recognize that chick's truck. Who the heck is this new car mess with our mailbox? I thought he'd gotten his fixed. I know he's pulled a VIN and had computer issues, but I thought he'd fixed it. Not that that made him any better at communication. Anyway, but I thought he said he went with cheaper parts and fixed his. Because I know Ven just got his and he's been playing video games. I never read Nancy Drew as a kid. Hey, you can start on it later. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think he was posting about it last week. He's like, yep, I pulled a VIN and broke it on Saturday or something. But I could have sworn he responded that he got some cheap parts and fixed it. Yep. I don't recognize any of the games he was gonna play except for I know he mentioned he was wanting to start Elden Ring or Elder Ring, whatever. One of them things with really ancient rings in it. That one I recognize. I've seen him playing it. I could have sworn Noah said he fixed it, but he's not very good at communication. We still aren't getting mail. Nothing since Christmas. Stupid as they just need to change the lock on the main box. How have they kept 3 months of mail? All right, y'all are going to have to pay my bills for the next few months if you're not going to, bring me the mail, which I'm good with that if somebody else wants to pay for it. But if they don't bring me my mail, it's on them if I don't pay something. And hey, they can pay my taxes too. I think I still owe $75 in state. And they're buttheads. They don't make it easy to give them the money that they fuss about. Check only. What is the deal with the lock on the box? Like, did y'all put a new one on it? Or I've never heard of that one except for like, yeah, apartments. I've sometimes seen them of, yeah, here's just a general thing, but they usually have that. What? Oh, I'd be so pissed. That is a lot to plop at once, and there's probably late fees on it because of this stupid mail folks. It's like, all right, I'm suing y'all for the freaking late fees and crap. That's government's fault, and the government should have to pay it because they're the ones doing the mail. That's idiotic. I've never heard of that. That's nice. Our mine here would have been like, oops, compound, compound, compound. I'd have been paying a good like $50 in late fees if I was lucky. Yeah. Thankfully, most of mine I pay online, but so I'm like, all right, I need that bill to come in because they like to, get bought out. Well, I was going to pay it, but now your website doesn't work and phone number doesn't work. I'm going to fight with my stupid former internet over that one. Yeah, we got bought out and we charged you. It's like, oh, well, we haven't set up your account with this other place that we just got sold off to, but your bill was due in between. So I paid them to the people I still had and then spent 3 months getting charged by the new company. Well, yeah, you paid them on that account, but it didn't transfer over, even though, your service transferred over. There's a lot of BS around here. Lock in the mail because of an apartment building? Because I think mail arrives at doors. For houses, yeah, a lot of apartments, it'll just be like you either have to go to the main office and pick up stuff, or they'll have like, here's your mailbox. And it's, all right, you got to get each little one. Our track has close to 70. Oh, wow. I've never heard of that for a house. Heard, sometimes out in the country, it'll be a mailbox for everyone at the end of the street. I've seen that before. Because some places I've worked have been out in middle of nowhere. It's like, all right, this whole street just has a clump of mailboxes at the end of it, so the postman's not driving 4 miles for 5 houses, but every single one would have one. We were supposed to get community boxes, but posties whined about their jobs, so it comes to our door. Now we get to deliver to the neighbors when moron puts in the wrong. I've had that a couple of times, and I can't even totally be mad at them for it, because it was literally, I think they got excited because I lived at 1201 was the house number, and with all, there was literally a 1201. There was like a little dirt block where I guess they were going to build houses and then ran out of money, so there was just an empty, little block of dirt. And then on the across from us was another 1201, and like 2 streets down in our neighborhood, there was another street that had a 1201 on the corner, the same as ours. I'm like, yeah, you got excited and saw the house number and just picked one. But in like 5 years, I think that only happened like 3 times. Like, I know that house. I almost moved into that one. You're 1 street off. But thankfully, they only did that with like a couple of, letters, no packages. And I tracked all of my packages. I'm like, yep, that says it arrived. It better be at my doorstep. Like I say, it's weird here. Like, normally out in the middle of nowhere, you expect folks to be driving their trucks. But we don't have even like post trucks around here. It's, there's a little sticker or maybe a light on somebody's actual car delivering mail, so it looks kind of sketch. Like, why does this idiot keeps, oh, that's the mail guy, I hope. My house does not have a mailbox. Bills are just slid under our door. Packages are just held onto, and we get calls inquiring where we wish to collect. Who knew there were so many variations of how to deliver packages depending on where you lived? Every now and then we get one of, hey, we tried to deliver, and how dare you have to be at work, come and get it, but that is very rare. My favorite is like, oh yeah, your mailbox was full, so we couldn't deliver. Why were you trying to put that in a mailbox? I could see if it was a little bug. Like, my mailbox could have been empty, and you still couldn't have delivered that in my mailbox. It was a bag of dog food. I had to go to the post office and pick up a 40-pound bag of dog food, which is a pain in the butt because they're not open when I'm home. Like, yeah, a box half as big as me, that's going to fit in a mailbox if it's empty. You just don't want to have to get out your car. But I've only had that, thankfully, happen once or twice. Like, y'all being stupid with it. I've never ordered anything that had to be signed for that reason. Like, y'all don't want to be open on weekends, and you close before I get off work during the week. Man, gotta love it when they shove something in the mailbox. Oh, they've done it with some, thankfully, like, the packages bent just enough to get, like, a couple of, like, actual book mail. But really? Who thinks a bag of dog food is going to fit in a mailbox? Like, they could just admit it's like, yep, I was feeling lazy and it's heavy. Come get it. A 40-pound bag of dog food. It didn't fit in the mailbox? That had to be my favorite stupid one I've ever heard. Now there's like, we don't feel like having to go across your walkway and up to your thing, so they'll just literally leave it at the end of my driveway, sitting in front of the garage door. The little stuff they'll bring up, but yeah, when every other month, all the like toilet paper and stuff, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna sit this in front of your garage and hope nobody steals it, because otherwise they're gonna be in trouble with me and Amazon. Then probably the thief would be like, oh, my back, because it's all dog food. I'd love to see them try to fit that in the mailbox. One can at a time, try to stack it in there, still not gonna fit. They were almost able to put it in my backyard, but thankfully we got the gate fixed and put back on. So you know it's windy when it blows your gate off. I finally got warm. It's been a cold one, even though it's supposed to be hot as crap next week. If I could trust the weather, I could move my plants back outside. That was the fun one. Like, it blew enough we couldn't just lift it up because it had blown it off at an angle, so it was like dug into the dirt on one side, and like slamming into the boards that it was supposed to be gated up against on the other side. Like, I mean, we bought the hinges. We were planning to change them out because they were a little old anyway. But yeah, 50-mile-an-hour winds nonstop. Like, thankfully it wasn't a tornado. It was just heavy winds for a good day and a half. Little man's already a butt. He can go through like a partially broken board. He'd have been out terrorizing all the neighbors. And of course, they like to go like pee in the middle of the night. I was not looking forward to having to try to harness and leash him to let him out in the middle of the night. When he gets he sees a leash, he gets excited. So you have to take him outside to put the harness and leash on him to begin with. So that was going to be a bad deal if we couldn't have fixed it. Thankfully, no leaks here. Woo! Yay for no leakage. Especially with your foot plus of snow. Just now getting snow? I thought that was supposed to be one of the good things about living in the mountains. Ditching people and you get snow all the time. Yay to snowball fights. Mm-hmm. It was steady 20-mile-an-hour winds, and then we'd get really bad gusts. Even last night after it had died down, I get every now and then hear it's just slamming the rose bushes and stuff up against the house and just scraping. It was going crazy. I had to bungee cord the Kate too, just in case. No, we ain't dealing with that one again. Little man is a little escape artist. Even though, thankfully, his brother never taught him that one. Because Scooter used to be good at escaping. Got my parents into trouble a couple of times. We lost her dog. She's gonna murder us. He's like, nope. Y'all didn't take me for a walk while she was gone. So he would dig himself out and go for a walk and then sit on the front porch and go, well, are you going to let me in or not? Until the neighbors called me. Are you okay? Your dog is out front. On multiple occasions. Really? Oh, it is kind of weird. It snowed on Wednesday. Or Tuesday. Yeah, on Wednesday it snowed. My days are getting mixed up. And it barely stuck. Even though it had been in the 20s before wind chill. And it snowed all freaking day, and we just got a little dusting still on the grass because it just would not stay. And I bust out some Dane Coons and freak myself out. But I was trying to finish my James Rollins novel. That ended up making me mad. I better have one more book, or me and Rollins are going to be in a fight. I believe it's taken till March. Rain one day. So at least that was a progression. I was blinding my coworkers with my pasty ginger legs on Monday. And then wearing 3 layers trying to stay warm on Wednesday. How do you go from 70s to highs in the 30s before the wind chill? That had it, it stayed in, once you took that into account, it was in single digits literally all day on Wednesday. But 70s on Monday. So the sore throat is really not that surprising. Mother Nature needs to get her stuff together. She's gone a little I'm picking a different personality from different ends of the spectrum every day this week. And now the birds are confused. They're like, hey, it's been sunny for a whole day and a half. We could have water that's not frozen. Where's our water? Lily came in for almost 2 hours yesterday, wandered a bit farther in the house this time. Oh, Lily, get your act together. Inside is where you get properly spoiled rotten. I live in mountains in the tropics. No snow. but erosion can block roads sometimes during. Oh, do y'all get like a lot of mudslides? I know there's been some study into like certain plants that can maybe help with that, but I don't know how well they would do in tropics. Or if they'd be sturdy enough, depending on how crazy it gets there. I'll have to post a video of the pups playing in our big snow the other week. Because heaven knows I got plenty of videos from where it was fairly dusting. I'm like, well, my ankles are buried and part of my shin. It's amazing. It was below freezing and it still took, about 10 hours for it to start actually accumulating. Even though it never flippin' stopped. Yeah, mudslides, especially with deforestation. Don't cut down trees or on forest roads, people. Like you kind of need those roots to like grip everything and hold it in place. They don't think about that. It's in my way. I want to build this. Yeah, but if you do this to build that, that ain't gonna be there after this goes. Psh. They don't think into the future or, ask the people that have gone through it and learned their lesson. Hopefully folks, eventually get smart after enough of the idiotic ones. Fingers crossed. They need to hurry up. Though since they're cheering their own destruction, maybe it will happen soon. Hopefully enough, like most of the intelligent folks don't get taken along with them. But now I'm trying to convince people to be true patriots, work for free so that the rich don't have to lose money by paying them. And then they can just starve. But, if they're really as tough as they say, those pansies don't need to be living in houses and having electricity anyway. They can just have exposure, prove how tough they are. And some of them will probably actually fall for that. Let Darwin do its thing. Humanity. Darwin is taking far too long to do his job at this point. Remove warning labels, get rid of lawyers, and let nature take its course. Ooh, I'm getting yelled at. Let's see. Yeah? You gonna come in and snuggle? Are you gonna snuggle or are you gonna be a bully again? Come on. So I gotta have a couple books going. Don't get that idea. I see you getting it. So happy thoughts are Darwin doing his job. Surprisingly, he didn't flop up or hop up. He's flopped down there plotting. He's going to use his cuteness for evil again. There's a scene in a book I read where terrorists held rich people hostage. They were denied access to water and were forced to drink expensive wine. Yeah, I think they would enjoy that one. Oh, man. Are you going to hop up in the chair and show JB how it's done? They've all got to explore because they had the audacity to close the door all the way this time. Well, come on already. Who wants to hop up with Mama? I see you both staring. They're up to no good. Mm-hmm. You are. You're cute and absolutely up to no good. Okay, bye, little man. I didn't move anything. Well, I moved the chair. I tried to. That's why this little side piece is. The arm fell off there because it's just slid on and velcroed in. I was trying to move it a little bit farther back into the room because I have more room now that it's back in its rocking chair form. But it was being a butt. But I put stuff up on the walls. Not on these ones because there's bookcases, but on my empty ones, they were empty and it was bugging me. So I had some little creepy canvases that I finally got put up. Still got some other really heavy stuff that needs to be hung, but I have to bust out the stud finder for that. I got a little. One of the things I picked up, it's 13 freaking pounds. I don't think the drywall alone is going to hold that bad boy. I'll have to plan that one out. Are you plotting? You didn't see what JB's just circling, like he's plotting where he wants to come up. Mm-hmm. Up to no good. Yeah, I'm watching you. You keep trying to eat my plants. And I got a couple blooms I don't want you to bite off. Yes. My hibiscus was mean and decided that, yeah, its bud dropped off before it opened, but I've got 2 blanket flowers that are thinking about doing something. I don't think those are kitty friendly. He said, shall we pop into our little book distractions for a bit and see what kind of shenanigans everyone really gets up to? We'll do a little bit of reading since our chaos folks ain't here yet. Give them time to get their act together. Don't scratch that butt. Let's see. Oh. What are you plotting? Grab. Get in. Gonna break your fluffy neck throwing it back. cooties. Do I have pearl cooties? Please. Okay. Nice track right there. Let's get rid of that. So, how was everybody's books? They weren't nice and didn't give me a good stopping point there. Took a page to finish a chapter. And we got JB over here snoring. Yeah, so you know he's falling asleep. He was knocked out, and I don't know if y'all could hear it, but there is a little thundery noise of somebody dragging their trash can that woke him up. Oh, so you made big eyes, and now you're snoring because you're not quite asleep. I got about 20-ish pages. Claudia is soon to be a vampire. Finished my Nancy Drew book. Typical. He's getting all stretched out on me. Holding on for dear life. Really? I didn't think I'd get that much ahead of you, Elaine. I think you had like a day or two head start on me. Took me, the first day I tried it, I think I only made about 18 pages. And took about 3 tries yesterday to get to 50 something. Been off and on reading it now, and I'm on 91. Not quite a third of the way. Hoping to finish it in about another week or so. Especially once I mix in Book of Fate. I can get that bad boy out of here. And then all I've got is short reads after that. You got too many going. See, I just got the paperback and the ebook. I can't even remember what I'm reading on my Kindle. It's Recruiter. It's a fun little, urban fantasy. They accidentally brought a human into a paranormal, military, thing, and have her doing recruitment, when she's not supposed to even be able to tell that they exist. Apparently, Kelpies just look like, feels to us muggles. Except for her, she ate some magic mushrooms, and now she can see everyone for what they really are. Shrooms, they're dangerous. Yeah, how's your book going so far? See, Sue knocked out her Nancy Drew. And I would rock, but I think it's going to wake him up, so I can't enjoy my rocking chair, but that's okay. Probably a few folks. Mhm. They aren't known for their, mellowness. You're getting quite comfy there. I love his little paw. I was laying on it, and now I'm just limp wrist flicking that fluff. He's hiding his fluffy toe beans in his fluffy belly. So I don't know if y'all have ever been able to tell, but he's got little long strands of white fur in his just coming out of his paws. Probably not, but it'd be pretty funny. He's holding on for dear life, and his butt has fallen all the way back into my hip. He won't fall out. He'll just be confused. But he won't hop up if I'm rocking it. He sits there and, Mama, stop moving. I can't time my jump if it's moving. Oh. Hello. I see your fang. Are you a little vampire? Are you just a little fluffy vampire with your fang face? Oh, that's good. He's weird. He will throw his head back and about break his neck if you scratch behind his ears, but if you pat in front of it, his eyes close and he just starts snoring. Oh, you like that little right in front of the ear spot, don't you? Boop. And this from the cat that used to attack me if I tried to pet him. He still only allows it in here. Oh, every now and then he's taken to where he lays on the arm of the sofa. It's like, you can't pet me. This is just, hey, hint, hint, I'll give you a proper snuggle if you go into the library and give me my chair. Huh. But it's been cold, so we haven't been in our chair except for last night. It's been like, I don't think you've been in here since we had our last little, sprint. I missed my reading chair snuggles. I've been trying to teach him how to couch cuddle, but he's not that smart. It's taken him years to learn this. Huh. Yeah. So how's your book going, Elaine? Little snorbird. Oh, you sound a little sinusy there. You got a little snotty in your snore. Good. Several short stories. Nice. You sound like you're due for another sneezing fit. The last couple days, he's been doing lots of little kitty sneezing fits, but he never lets me catch it on camera. And he's so cute. Yeah. Well, it's the changing weather messing with you too. Dragons and others, so happy no romance. Nice. Always good when you can surprisingly find one that's actually no romance. Usually the best you can hope for is a slow burn that's going to take a few books and not get, become a how-to manual. Huh. I think that was one of my favorite parts of Nicole's book. Is like, there is literally no romance. I kept expecting to go all, oh my god, she stood up to me. That's so hot. But we still had no romance by the end of the book. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To check, I know she did a post on Goodreads of a bunch of other urban fantasies that were on sale this month. I think one of hers was on it. So I have to look over that list and just accept the fact that I will never shrink that Kindle unread list. It started on 816 and now I'm up to like 830. And I'm reading a four book bundle at the moment, so that's not helping. I'm 70% through my 2 Kindle books. One is a cozy mystery set in the 1920s, and the other is The Quiet Storm about R&B groups through the decades. Cozy mysteries can be fun. 1920s, I don't know too much about that era. That is kind of cool, the various R&B groups, though. Wonder if there's any that I would actually know. Looking forward to reading more, but will be a few months. Oh, yeah. I think I'm just going to have to flood my Kindle. I think her second one was on that list. And a bunch of authors I've never heard of, but if it's an urban fantasy and it's free, I'm downloading it. And if it's good, then I'll tell other people. That is her first one. That was the $2.99 deal for her readathon. But I've got that one, and it was good. I got my wrap up next month, so I had to I gotta make sure and tag her and Gareth so folks can go, oh, hey, this person. Now go get the books. It was good. Then I'll have to be good about buying stuff again for a little bit. Yeah, how many do I have now? I don't think I've downloaded anything recently. Oops, 832. It's never going to shrink. Oh well. I have accepted the facts. Just so long as I don't catch up to Jenny, I'll be good. I think even my overall is still slightly, smaller than hers. They are covering just about everyone since the 1940s. I keep having to stop and go listen to the music. I'm in the 90s on Escape. Oh, nice. I remember some of the 90s. The early stuff is a little blurry, but I remember some of the 90s. I think I have 11 more weeks before book 4 of ACOTAR, and that will be the end of that. Don't care if there is a book 5. Oh, ACOTAR. I am still holding at 47. Hubby got my chronicles. So, does that mean that, next time there's a library sale, in which case I never pay for those because I don't keep cash on me, they won't count? In that case, I got a lot less books last year. I won by a super long shot. Because I'm counting the gifts too, and I'm still at 15 books for my physical ones. We don't count ebooks because that's just, I can't keep up with that. Though I have been pretty good. I think I've only bought 2 this week. Bought. If they didn't offer them to me for free, I would have a lot more restraint. But not getting free books is just, not right. Have there been a lot of them that you know, or most of them new? Because I imagine you probably weren't listening to the music of the 40s and remembering it. Oh, then if I go back and recount, that's a good, like, half. Because I'm pretty sure I got a good, like, 20 or 30 off of library sales last year. And a couple gifts. Like this year, 2 of my ebooks were Christmas presents. And I've got my other Christmas present coming in May. Yay! I have no idea what it's about, but I know the author, and that's all that matters. Don't you do it. I see you plotting, and don't you do it. I will fight you. I have my little red Halloween tree in here, and he's like, you know what? I used to fight this in the bedroom. I kind of want to fight it here, too. Just being a butt and thinking he's sneaky. I am still at 200 for last year plus gifts. Lots of. Yeah, you might have me beat. I've got 120-ish left on my TBR shelf. There are a few groups I don't remember, but most are really popular in the 70s. That was my country music phase. Yeah, country music was like my dad's kind of music, so yeah. Though I will say I liked Shania Twain and like Dixie Chicks. But that's about as country as I go. Quit fighting the closet. Yeah, I see that. You're just proving cats don't have bones. He like stuck his paws under the closet door and then flipped his back half around. Yeah, my body doesn't have to be facing anywhere close to the same directions. If I was human, that would have been somebody snapped my spine in half. I swear, cats are all fur, attitude, and cartilage. Sadly, it's very popular around here. Yeah. It is definitely not my thing. I need something I can dance to, and I don't mean two-step. Even though that was that Sierra song, 1-2-step. But it was a very different two-step. Besides, she was from a rival high school of mine, so gotta teach these folks some proper music. You know, I will not be doing the dances at work. It's fun every now and then. Just like, all right, I go on Spotify. I'm like, yep, I like this song, this song, this song, and just hit shuffle and see what happens. Like, yeah, my mood might be a little schizo. Goes from I'm gonna off the boyfriend to I'm gonna bang the boyfriend to Hakuna Matata to let's just get rid of everyone. You never know. It just makes me sound extra crazy, and it's so fun. I've heard of Johnny Cash, mostly because he had that movie about him. Tanya. Yep. Don't know most of those. Hank Williams? I thought that was like a old basketball player or something. Baseball, maybe. Or no, what am I thinking? I didn't realize that was a singer. The tech's dying. I know how that one goes. I had to plug in my computer so it would not die on me. Well, I'm doing this. That would be too good if the host just goes bye-bye suddenly. I liked the angry country. Give me some, goodbye Earl and before he cheats. That's the good stuff. That's about it though. It's more of some TLC and In Sync, Lincoln Park. Hello, you back? You done trying to break into the closet to get your brother's stuff? Nobody's buying it. You can position yourself all you want. No one's buying that. That's a halo on you, Beezer. You're not nearly that sweet. No, nobody's buying it. Do I need to move my legs so you can get back into your spot there? Okay. You can get back on my hip. I wouldn't advise jumping up. It's not going to go well. Oh, he definitely is. And he's sneaky. He's got a mat right there that I've been clipping out. But if he lays just right, the fluff covers it. Oh, really? You're going to go above my head and threaten me? Usually, this is what he does in the living room. He likes to be right above my head on the couch. Awesome thing about country, play it backwards. Oh. Yeah, I guess then the guy is still alive at the end. So is that really a good thing? He thinks he's so majestic up there. What are you staring at? The fan's not going. I think he's trying to trip me out. Like, Mom, I swear there's something on the ceiling. Look up. Never trust the Beezer. Pandora was better at that trick. She'd actually have you convinced. She knew how to play it off. Yep, wife comes back. Great job. All good. Yeehaw. Wife comes back. The truck still likes you. You know. Nobody stole your dog. Can divorce. Except for he's not very good at anything cat-ish. And this is very far from the bookshelves. That one is, close-ish. I still don't think he could make that landing. He would just knock everything off. We're all in danger here. If I die, he attacked me. It'll be on camera. It'll truly be a case of it was on camera. The cat did it. Mostly by falling off. Johnny Cash and Tanya were good. Don't think I've listened to Hank Williams or Marty Robbins, but do you know the names? I think I've heard the names, but I definitely didn't realize they were singers. Can't say I've heard that name at all. Arf, arf. Meow. Oh no! To be fair, when I was little, I got stuck in the car with Dad, and He didn't think anything after the 50s was music. They should all be taken out back and be gotten rid of for daring to make music. So, if it's country past the 50s, up until I was old enough to, occasionally sneak in the car with mom and get on a station on my own, there's a wide gap. So anything between the 50s and the 90s, no idea. The country I got into was more of it was on the pop stations. He's I mean, it is weird to see a white boy doing rap, but he pulls it off. Yep. I don't remember anything about the 70s. We were Bon Jovi in the 80s and Aerosmith. Though I wasn't listening to them until like late into the 90s, because, yeah. Everything I know about the 80s was much later. I don't actually remember it. I think was Elvis 70s? Or was that like 60s? He was somewhere back in there. I don't think he was hippie era. I'm not sure. I know the names. Kids, I think I might even know what they look like, but I can't say I ever listened to them. Wasn't David Bowie one of the like actor musicians that was did all those cult 80 movies? He was around that. Wow. I don't know. Elvis had that long of a career. I thought he OD'd long before that. I know the movies. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched them. There was some of it, like I remember watching Legend and Rocky Horror Picture Show and some of them, but not all of them. I was more of a Top Gun and Terminator girl. Didn't Elvis OD? Thought they like found him in his bathroom after doing too much, stuff. That one's also very fun live. Oh. Remember going to one of the shows in college. Don't tell him you're a virgin. They embarrass you then. My favorite movie was The Hunger. I have never heard of that one. The only one I can think of with him was Labyrinth. I remember one of the girls in the dorm was just like obsessed with that movie. And I watched part of it, but I never made it all the way through. Ah, that's the part of this. Yep. Elvis with a surprisingly long career. The Cockney Worm Crack. One of these days, I'm going to attempt to watch it. I think it's on Netflix. Some of the 80s movies are good. Some of them you're like, what the heck were they on? And wow, the graphics. Oh, yeah. Hi, Constance. How are you? We're getting into our old school music and movies. And the sleepy kitty plodding above my head. He decided he's done snuggling and now he's just over my head plodding. Ooh, what kind of cookies did you make? I'm always looking for new ideas to play with once eggs stop being, through the roof. Or I think I know one person with chickens. Though they haven't been getting many eggs out of them. Hey, hook me up with a couple eggs and I'll share the cookies. Chickens are adorable. I don't think they'd go well with little man. That's the test of everything around here. Do we have space for it? Can we afford it? Sadly, that's a no on the little mini cow. And will it get along with little man? Chickens is how I got my first puppy. The black lab was supposed to be playing, guarding the chickens, and she was playing with them. They couldn't handle a black lab puppy. Grocery day tomorrow, so we'll see what it looks like here for now. Good luck, Elaine. Oatmeal with almond butter and lots of dark chocolate chips from gluten-free mix that I've... Ooh, nice. Can't say I've ever actually had almond butter, but I do like the taste of almonds. So. Usually, if I do oatmeal, they either have to have a ton of cinnamon to go with the raisins, or I always go with the white chocolate. But throwing in some almond flavoring instead of the vanilla does sound pretty good. Almond white chocolate chip. That actually in an oatmeal cookie, that does sound really good. Cinnamon apple with oatmeal. That could be delicious, actually. I've never tried that one. Does it give a good bit of flavor, or does it just kind of affect the texture a bit? Ah, so you've got a lot of allergies, huh? I think almond butter is one of those things I've always thought about and then went, peanut butter is way cheaper. That would be good. Peanut butter cookies and just replace it with almonds. I already have fun mixing white chocolate and honey in those anyways. Hey, special is good. Usually. Though it does get pricey on occasion. Like I've got a friend that's also got a lot of various food allergies and took him a couple years in the hospital to figure out, wait, you've been eating this stuff all your life and then suddenly you're freaking sick as a dog. We've had to get quite creative. Like, you have to give me, no surprise visits. You got to give me a huge heads up so I can figure out how to feed you without, hospitalizing you. Like, this covers this allergy, but not that one. Hopefully you get a lot of good coupons to help with it. Sue, what is the ratio eggs to applesauce? One egg is how much applesauce? That is a very good question. Between bird flu and the greedy folks at the top. Yeah. I don't see myself baking for a while. Though I did figure out how to make pudding without eggs, which I guess is called a custard. I guess that's the difference. A quarter. So to make cookies, I would need a half cup of applesauce. Good to know. Thank you, Sue. Coupons and sales. Nice. Well, may you find lots of stuff on really good sale that will hold over. I was sending like gluten-free treats to my friend. I'm like, hey, this is $2. Next month when it came, I'm like, why is it $10 now? I love you, but I can't afford $10 box of snacks. And then she went and moved to Texas without telling me. Well, now you're not getting snacks because I don't know what state you're in. You switched it up on me. Because I'm like, she's celiac, but she also can't have chocolate, eggs, or dairy. There's a lot of searching to find snacks. So, could always have fun with some Rice Krispies treats. They're all the flavored marshmallows or mixing in some stuff. Like I had fun with, I was adding a cake batter extract to the Rice Krispies treats, and those got devoured very quickly. Frozen veggies. Ooh, pasta is good, though I don't make much with it, but every now and then I really want some Alfredo or like some stuffed shells. Here in California, the bird flu is affecting a lot of things. In the milk? How the flip? That's just rude on so many levels. Good thing we don't often eat meat. Keeps. Oh, I try to do the vegetarian thing. I'm already short and redhead. I don't need to be hungry too. I'm very much a starchy vegetable. It just was not filling. That just adds off. As if y'all didn't just have a bunch of fires and things aren't already insane. Cats can get it very easily, so they were telling everyone. Thankfully, that one I already do. So we get yelled at by JB whenever we're all out back. I want to join in, and just silently yelling. But it can. I didn't realize the cows could contract it though. I know some stuff is very like species to species. That sucks. We're not vegetarian, just don't eat big helpings of meat, and some nights supper is peanut butter. Oh, that's like my childhood. Mom fell asleep. I guess we're eating cereal tonight. Oh crap, we're out of milk too, and Dad doesn't know where the grocery store is. Well, we're just eating it out of the box with some, water or juice. And sometimes that's actually kind of delicious. Where the cereal has way too much sugar. Can't have any of my favorite cereals. That's right. Oof. Mm. The keeping. Because I know we get the pups the Purina one with the jerky in them, and then they get the Blues grillers every morning. I haven't heard anything about it, but they don't always tell you stuff, so I'll have to look up again. Mm-hmm. Chicken itself goes up and the eggs. But yeah, I didn't realize that was one of those things that could get to others. I expected, it's like, all right, it's not just gonna hit the chickens, it's gonna get all the pretty birds, but no, well, anything that grazes essentially, I guess. So that's gonna mess with all the cheese, and I love me some cheese. Or the folks that like, you know, goat. Lamb chop. Oh, that's rude. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. there are a handful of good folks in 2/3 of those states, and then there's a lot of others that my horns are showing. I just saw Captain Makeup has. I love that name, Captain Makeup. The 250% tariff on dairy to Canada. Wow. He's in. Well, some of the idiots was like, yeah, let's just make everything completely insular. Kind of like, hey, I can't afford groceries. I figured out I needed a couple $100 before I gave my kid 20, but if he gives it back, that counts. Like, we're just gonna be passing around the same $20 and pretending that it's making money now. Me thinking you probably do. It ain't nothing nice. Mm-hmm. Hi, Lily. How are you? What are you reading tonight? For more reason, I need a passport and a job in a new country. Guess. Yeah, for somebody that loves to dish it out, he's really not good at taking it. Kind of like most bullies, he only takes it from his owners. No wonder he likes red. Reading The Last Garden in England by Julia Kelly. That sounds pretty, but also sad. Never heard of that. We're doing good. Just having a little rant while trying to keep happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Even though my kitty abandoned me. So the happy thought is, yay, now I can rock without, throwing him off and getting attacked for it. Does it have pretty pictures of the garden from England? That would be some nice sneaky illustrations. Not too sad yet. Well, a touch since it is historical fiction. Well, haven't. I'll only cry if it's the animals. If it's the humans, I'm like, either I don't care or I might cheer. So it was. I will say Harry Potter, the last couple books got me. And there was one, James Rollins one, where he like off the grandpa type character. Really, we liked him. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they found the suckers. It has a pretty cover. That's such a Venn line. But you probably actually knew what it was about and didn't just go, ooh, cover, yoink. And I have to pick on him because he's not even being proper ghost tonight. Though he might be exhausted. I asked him how his work was going and he was too tired to respond. Currently reading this one, and then I have, of course, an urban fantasy series going on my Kindle. Read one of my Christmas presents. This singer Jewel, her books make me cry like almost every page. I didn't know she had a book. I remember her. And then she just like disappeared. I just thought the same thing. Vin, cover my spot. Ooh, pretty. Like, okay, I do that with puppies. He does it with books. Or, well, anything else that if it wags its tail at me and there's not a human attached, I'll take it home. Nice. 2, jeez. That's a lot of crap going on if you can fit 2 books. You're only in your middle age. She was doing good, and then she just suddenly like fell off. Followed by a crap book 3 or 4 of a series. Now must find book 1 and 2. So I mean, I've done that a couple times, but that's because I get them at like the thrift store for a couple cents and go, let's see them. It's intriguing, and there's a couple of them. So here's when I went to an actual used bookstore, they're more than a couple cents, so I have to be a little bit more picky. That's why I only got one Area 51 book. So I'm either going to be sad I didn't buy them all or mad that I bought one. I've been burned before, both ways. But now Vince says he's not going to be buying as many books this year. So now I'm starting to think of giving him crap of how many games he's bought. And then really give him crap because those things ain't cheap. Anyone here love newest King Shorts collection? Any story? I haven't. I avoid King because he can't be trusted with animals. He has a bad track record. But Elaine's been reading one of his short story collections. I don't know if it's a new one or not. I didn't know he had a new one. Or the extra betrayal when you really have been loving a series and then they put out a bad one. Or 2 in a row. I was loving the Pendergast series, and then they got all pedestrian and boring. Really, 18 books in, and then you switch it completely up and betray me like this. Oh, I don't know if that was new or not. Just knew you were reading something by him that was short stories. Decades? Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, he has been writing for what, like since the 70s now? And he's still going? It's a lot of books. That's even more than Dan Koontz has got. Can't believe he's still pumping books out 50 years later. And probably, at least one a year. Some of my authors are nice. Some of them are starting to slow down after, 20 and 30 years in it. Sadly, my Christopher Moore has never done one a year. There's like a 3-year gap. Children, how bad were those kids? There are never good kids in a King novel. I've seen part of that movie. Those were some creepy children. Oh my goodness. I don't. For all my, being out in the middle of nowhere, I don't think I've seen any cornfields. There's just more cows than humans, which is nice because at least the cows are adorable. When I was coming home from work the other day, there was a little, could barely stand up cow nursing on Mama. I'm like, oh, you're so cute. I want to snuggle. Really? Come say that to my face. Mm-hmm. I heard that mew, and I see. Mm-hmm. You gonna bully walk at me? Yeah. Come in here and say that. Oh, but he was just standing there on the corner, just poking his head out. Meow. Talking all the junk. Mm-hmm. Did your mama send you in here? Tell her she's an hour early. The movie is actually quite tame compared to the story. The kids were just funny when suddenly be standing behind. That is a little creepy. Their glowing red eyes. Mm-hmm. Can't trust them kids. That's when you get actual eyes and go, ha ha, on the back of the head. Freak them out in revenge. You just flip the hair up and then there's some eyes. What are you plotting? Yeah, come up where I can keep an eye on you. You can't be trusted. Go lay down. Oh, I saw that. You were gonna try to bop me. That's not nice. Just lucky I don't have scissors. All of that is a mat. He wants to get me for it. This is why you get mad when I pet you. You present your don't pet me side as the only option for petting. I used to have a pin with an eyeball on top, would stick it in my ponytail and tell him I had eyes on him. Oh, that is a good one. Of course, one day I forgot to take it out and wonder why people were giving me weird looks in the grocery store. Was it a believable looking eye? Otherwise, they really need to get their act together. Some people have really cool pins. Don't be hating. I keep a pin in my ponytail, but that's more of a take me off and I'll pull it out, and then we're all in trouble. But nobody will believe the little one did it. It was a hand holding an eyeball. Nice. That sounds like an epic pen. Yes. Yes, it does. Boop. Poor. Oh, I say we'll get in our second, aka last reading sprint. We got to pretend to get two in. Whether we actually get reading done on those, that's a whole other story. Get bees going. Are you going to be my cute little screensaver with your snoring? Huh. Yeah, see those fangs? My little fang face. He's like, I know you're reading vampires, Mama. Here you go. Yeah. They've just taken Claudia from her the orphanage. Going to throw. Ooh, what's for dinner, Sue? Got eat, love you. Bye, Constance. Have a great evening. Thank you for stopping in. We love you too. Do you have anything nice to say? We'll take his snores. Have a good night. Sandwich roasted. Nice. Can't go wrong with the good sandwich. I'm not much into veggies, but if they got enough seasoning, they're good. If I can't tell that it's a vegetable. So y'all enjoy your dinners. It's a good thing you got an empty head. This would be kind of heavy. Mm-hmm. But it's cute. Got a soft head. Potatoes, broccoli. Ooh, I do love potatoes and garlic. Can't go wrong with that. You do your bearskin rug impression. Okay. He likes to pretend he's a very small bearskin rug on occasion. Nice and floppy. Okay. Bye, JB. He does to an extent. If I pick him up, I gotta do that little like bouncy sway thing with him on my shoulder. And he's slightly less likely to put his claws out and cling on for dear life. But he doesn't like a proper rock. He's gotta go slow, or he thinks I'm trying to toss him. Come on. Good boy. You gonna hop up and show JB how it's done. Oscar, come on. Oh, no, he's scratchy and by. Okay. Come on. So, how's everyone doing? Did you get very far in your book or enjoy your dinner? Claudia is fully vampire and starting to get into her menacing, womanly, devious ways now. So I'm almost a third done. Switch it to my other book tomorrow. Tendigo should be done tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I think you could probably knock out 10 pages without too much effort there, Elaine. I got to the 2000s and the Quiet Storm, and I'm eating now. Nice. I remember the 2000s. It doesn't feel as long ago as it supposedly is. There's, I was looking at the 90s. I'm like, God, that was 10. Wait, that wasn't 10 years ago? This feels wrong. The 70s will forever be 30 years ago. Yeah, I've got some seasoned chicken in the crock pot. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but we had 2 more chicken breasts that needed to be cooked. So got lots of garlic and spice and threw them in there. And by the time this is done, they should be done because that will have given them 4 hours. It usually makes it nice and easily shreddable. And then it'll be time to turn off the lights for the night, though. So I've had the grow lights on since about noon. Outdoor, I can't smell it that much, but I also do have that curtain blocking off the kitchen since it's so cold. But you crack the lid just a tiny bit and it just wafts all the seasoning. This one I did, of course, garlic, because this isn't even meat if you don't have salt and garlic on it. But it's also got chipotle, spicy chili powder, and paprika. So give it a nice bit of heat. Oh no. 5 p.m. is I eat that early if I'm working since trail mix all day is just not enough. Come home and have a snack. Or if I'm really not feeling it, I'm like, I'm gonna stuff my face and go to sleep. I've always been a late night eater. We go the European route. We eat somewhere between 7 and 9. Mm. Nice. Yes. Yeah, that tracks. You'd be 2 hours behind. The pups get their wet food at 8, and then they get their last bit of kibble at 9. You're on that East Coast time. You got an hour on me. So I was like, wait, that's the time zone I used to live in. Oh, jeez. 16 years ago now. I left in 2009 and only went back for a couple of visits. Yeah, last time I was in Georgia was Mom's funeral in 2016 and the adoptive mom's last year. Huh. I know. It's almost time. Time travel in real time. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And if we had our chaos crew, it'd really be some time travel. It'd be tomorrow. Like, what's the future like? Huh, Franny. It's like, I know what the future is. It's where's my dinner, mama? Oh, big girl. You gonna give us the cute end, or are you just gonna stare off into space? Well, surprisingly, she's not fussing and punching yet. What do you smell, huh? Did it lose a leaf, or are you gonna go sniff the blooms? I don't know if y'all can see it, but I've got 2 blooms on this farthest branch, and the one on this little tip-top branch right up on the blinds just opened today. So if I keep the door really good and closed, it gets a little bit of scent. Now, if all the others open at the same time, I've got 2 different bundles of little tiny buds on one branch. So it's going to smell good when they all catch up. I'm excited. Now, will I actually get a line that I can use this year? No idea, but I do love the smell of the blooms. I want to find an orange tree because supposedly those have really strong scent. But I've not seen one in I'd have to keep it indoors, but I got 4 of those planters for $40 combined a couple years ago. That one alone would be $50 now. Because it's got to be a big boy. That's a 22-inch, fake barrel. Like, what the heck? Actually, they're probably more than that now because I looked last year and it was already $48 before taxes. So, keeping my eye out for citrus trees and cheap planters. I'm excited. One day I'll get some, fresh citrus. Maybe. I tried growing a lemon tree from seed, but a year and a half later it was this tall. That's what I've heard, but I've yet to find an orange tree. They aren't really, meant to be here because I'm in the Midwest, but if you can keep them small, like that's a Persian lime that they usually get about 10 feet, but they're also very cold tolerant. They can stand about 30 degrees. They smell pretty flipping good, but you have to be careful because that one has thorns on it. Apparently, it's the only lime tree that does that. But it would be nice to get some fresh orange juice too. And they're doggy safe. I think there's a mock orange plant, but I'm not sure that that's pet friendly. When I was reading, it'll be a couple years before, like, I've got a little planter in the planter because it's too cold to set it outside to plant my little viburnum. Only plants outside here. Used to have over 20 indoors. Then we had lots of cats. That's why I have to keep an eye on JB. And usually they're in the garage. Most of them are, but I brought in the very climate sensitive ones. So I got my lime, my hibiscus, and a blanket flower that I meant to plant and didn't get around to. My other one died. It got stupid white flies on it, and I couldn't kill them fast enough. But I did snatch it on clearance for $3, so I got a couple blooms out of it. Maybe it'll attempt to come back. I'm more pissed that they killed my I had a black crepe myrtle with red blooms on it, but it's acting like it's not doing nothing. It was fine, and then it got white flies, and literally every single leaf on it fell off in 2 days. Like, it was fine when I brought it into the garage. And then it just, now I can't find them. I haven't seen them at the stores in years. The only place I can get them now is from their, like, it was a special cross designer breed. And you can buy them online, but I don't trust buying plants online. Probably get damaged shipping. Mm-hmm. Are my lilies going to survive? That's about the only perennial I have. My rose bushes are questionable. Pretty sure the hibiscus that I planted that said it was cold hardy is not going to make it. But my lilies have been, some of them, they either come back crazy or they're like, yeah, you planted us, but the bulbs would like literally like disintegrated in the ground. I had tiger lilies and not a single one came back this year. Or my black ones. Who knows? That's always the adventure. What's going to pop up in spring and what do I have to replant? Because I've got a couple packets of seeds to see the refill in things. No, I'm still trying to find snapdragons. I haven't seen those lately. The last couple years, you've only been able to get them as like, here's this like pre-filled planter thingy. Mm-hmm. I've got, like, my red ones went crazy. Like, I planted 3 different colors because I didn't know what I had. I just bought a spring mix of bulbs. And now, like, it was 3 colors. And I told them, like, if you tell me where you live, I don't like yellow, but there were yellow ones. None of the yellow came back last year. Like, I planted 8 bulbs. I had 20 last year. And all but 1 was red. So I don't know what's going to come up this year. But I had some black ones and some tiger lilies. And between the bunnies, the squirrels, and nature, I didn't get a single one of them back last year. So we'll have to keep an eye out. Because I can't bring those in because they're doggy friendly, at least the 2 kinds that I got, but they're not kitty friendly. You know, canna lilies are bad for doggies, which sucks because I found a really cool black and red one that I wanted. But Franny's lucky I like her more than my flowers. Every time I go to the store, I'm like, oh, this is pretty. Nope, not doggy friendly. Nope. Hey, I can have this one, even if she sniffs and nibbles. That's the test on everything. But there's 2 kinds of lilies that are doggy safe. And I've been slowly stocking up and hoping that they fill out. But I use them, they're either in my planters with a bunch of other stuff to keep it flowery when they die down, or, yeah, I put them in the very back of my garden so you don't have, dead flowers in the front because they're very tall. I'm like, you don't flower very long. Now I need some pretty stuff in front of it. Mm-hmm. It's always the really pretty ones. I'm like, oh, this is on sale and it's gorgeous. And nope. But thankfully, marigolds and zinnias are safe. And I'm good at keeping those alive. The other night, I found out we have an opossum again wandering through the yard. We've got something. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it. But there was a big old hole in my yard that, I about lost a foot in. I'm like, I don't think that was Franny. And I didn't see claw marks like it was little man digging. So I don't know what put that big old hole. But I have to keep an eye out so nobody, twists a paw. They are, but then they go and try to eat my whole garden too. Which is kind of rude. Like there's plenty of like you could help with the weeding, but no. They like ate all my nasturtiums and some of my smaller struggling flowers that I was hoping would reseed. I haven't seen any skunks. Not any live ones, anyway. Just rude. They're so adorable. We definitely have. Oh, I know we have bunnies. I saw one hopping around the other morning when we had a warm day. So they've been shy the last couple years. They haven't been coming up on the porch. They used to sleep in the herb garden and stand up to sniff all of my planters and see what they wanted to sample. At least if it's in the planter, they don't fully go to town. They'll take like a bite off of one off the edge and leave it alone. If it's in the garden, that's questionable. But they like the corn and whatever grows from the fallen bird seed under the feeder. Silly buns. They need to let me pet them except for, when they're babies. The only time I can pet them is when Franny finds a nest. Nope, you stay in there. Oh, our groundhog did not taste test. He chowed down. The possum had a full-on snack and then played dead and then went, oh crap, and never came back. I don't think he liked getting his butt sniffed by Franny. But they're so cute when they're little babies. The mamas are creepy, but the babies are adorable. I didn't even know we had them till there was one playing dead in a planter and then it disappeared magically. Put Franny in, let little man out, and suddenly there was no more possum. Well, y'all, this has been fun. It's so good to finally be back. But I gotta go feed the pups. Thankfully, Kitty is low maintenance. He just has kibble all day. But I'm gonna get beat up if I don't feed Franny soon. So I will see y'all all next Friday. Until then, have a good night and snackies, and hopefully all your books are really good. See y'all soon. Good night, Elaine. Okay, we'll have to have some off-screen chats. YouTube doesn't need to know. Well, thank you for stopping in, Sue. It was a good time. And thanks for that tip about the applesauce instead of the eggs. Could have some fun with that one. Might even just try the applesauce in my oatmeal. Night, everyone.